Well, today is National Maternal Health Day, and one important but sometimes overlooked aspect of maternal health is maternal mental health.
That's right. Statistics show that mental health conditions are the most common complication of pregnancy and birth, with 1 in 5 mothers struggling. But 75% of them do not receive treatment. Our next guest is sharing more information about maternal mental health and how those who are struggling can get the help they need.
Joining us live this morning is Olivia Verhulst. She's a licensed psychotherapist, mental health counselor, and adjunct professor at NYU. Smarty Pants, welcome back to the show.
Hi there. I'm so grateful to be back with you guys.
We're grateful to have you here on the program.
And your big brain.
And you're in her big brain, yeah. So, you know, I think this is often like the silent thing that no one talks about, like moms, you have a child, or even if you are a child and your mom just had a child and you're wondering, why is mommy doing this? So it's very complicated. So I wonder if you could just tell us, what are some of the mental health struggles and what is the perinatal period span across? Is it different for different women?
Well, you know, I'm excited to be here because we really cannot effectively prioritize the conversation on maternal health without advancing the conversation on maternal mental health. And with that said, you know, the perinatal period spans across pregnancy and up to a year after birth. And within that time frame, perinatal mood and anxiety disorders, also known as PMADs, can emerge. And they range from perinatal and postpartum anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, PTSD, and psychosis.
That's
oh my goodness.
A big range.
That sounds scary.
Yeah.
What other statistics do you have for us that you can share on when it comes specifically to maternal mental health?
Absolutely. So, you know, I'd share that about 1 in 5 mothers or birthing parents, as well as 1 in 10 fathers and non-birthing parents can experience a PMAD. So fathers and partners, we see you too. And then also, this is an important statistic, Black women and more broadly speaking, women of color are 2 to 3 times more likely to experience perinatal mood and anxiety struggles and are less likely to get the care that they're needing of.
Why do you suppose that is?
It's multifaceted, ranging from stigma to limited access to information, limited access to care, among other things, including systemic racism.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between having the baby blues and postpartum depression?
That's a good question, because they kind of get muddled sometimes.
I get it.
The baby blues actually shows up in about 80% of new parents, and it is so common. It emerges about 3 to 5 days post-birth and can stay up to 2 weeks, whereas depression, postpartum depression, is the symptoms of depression that emerge and persist past that 2-week mark. And so that can range from all typical major depressive symptoms, and it can look nuanced. It may not look like sadness. It may look like rage, right? So highly recommend if you are experiencing symptoms past the 2-week mark, get help as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And please explain a step further why it is so important to speak up about something like this.
Yes, I mean, you know, it's funny, as it relates to even postpartum depression, I think people say postpartum depression as this all-encompassing term with all of these mental health struggles in there, when in reality, PMADs are nuanced. Each of them bring forth a unique set of symptoms that deserve unique treatment plans. And then further, shame and stigma keep people silent and struggling. And so these conversations are really important. People need to know that these conditions are treatable, they're temporary, and that with support, they can be well.
And they're pretty darn common.
Yeah, I would think so. So what does treatment look like? How available is it?
Yeah. You know, treatment ranges, and so for women going through pregnancy in all stages of motherhood, it can also look like treatment outside of pregnancy, and that you want to be prioritizing connection, all of our healthy rituals that we do. And then psychotherapy and counseling are shown to be effective, as well as new moms groups. And if you are seeking therapy, I would recommend viewers to seek out those people with those advanced credentials, PMHC, which stands for Perinatal Mental Health Certified Provider. I am one. You can find me on Psychology Today, as well as other providers, and medication is possible during pregnancy as well.
That was going to be my next question. So you are so if you're pregnant, you can still be on a prescription medication for something like this?
So I like this question. It's a nuanced conversation. I'll summarize. Essentially, it is possible to be on medication during pregnancy, but like anything else, it is a highly individualized treatment plan that will you know, it's funny, it excites me, this conversation, because it's no longer the narrow conversation of you have to decide between baby's well-being and mother's mental health. Both can exist, but you definitely want to weigh the risks and benefits and pros and cons with your doctor.
With a medical professional like Olivia.
That's right. And what are some other ways that folks can be supportive of women who are going through this?
Yeah, I mean, I'll share some resources. I think this could be useful. You know, Postpartum Support International, also known as PSI, is a wonderful platform and resource that ranges from hotlines, support groups, a directory of providers, and so much more. I'd also recommend the National Maternal Mental Health Hotline. And then also, actually, my colleague Liz Gray and I, she's a Chicago-based therapist, we are launching in 2024 a trauma-informed maternal health directory.
Wow.
So stay tuned for more on that, but there are resources out there.
Olivia, always on it.
Yes, and we'll post all of this, of course. You'll see it on Instagram, our websites, and follow Olivia on all socials as well. She has a wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much again for being here today.
Thank you, guys.
Very important.